Hey everybody, Cody here with Trail Addiction Official. We are live at Offroad Products Expo. I've got my first guest on with me. His name's Cody Willenborg. And I actually know Cody. We've met several times at several different events. And I thought, you know what, I want you to be my first one here. So let's see how it goes. Be a little more forgiving to me.
I'm the test dummy, huh?
Well, yeah, kind of. I just feel a little more comfortable with you because I know you already, you know. So, Cody, you have CW Motorsports.
Yep.
So tell me how you started.
So kind of goes back to, just being a young kid and love the industry, love riding. So I kind of grew up riding ATVs and motorcycles. I lived in a kind of a subdivision outside of town, so we were still able to ride in kind of like undeveloped land, and grew up just riding every day. All the neighborhood kids had motorcycles and ATVs, and I kind of morphed into the fact that, like, when it broke, I had to fix it, right? So from there, I went to work up for a Honda dealership in town. At the age of 14, I started like cleaning the bathrooms and sweeping the floor and washing units, and that kind of morphed over the years from just being a cleanup kid to actually working my way doing like for services and building machines. And when I was a senior in high school, I actually graduated early to work because I was working there as a technician. And I loved my job. I loved the industry. I loved what I did, and went on down to Orlando, Florida, to MMI at a motorcycle school down there. Was down there for 4 years. Had no intentions on coming home whatsoever. Loved it down there. I mean, I was working in Florida, young kid, girls, motorcycles. I mean, what better life could you have, right? It was awesome. Yeah. And 08, 09 happened when the economy kind of tanked, and I was kind of forced to, my rent was like $1,500 a month in Orlando back in that time. And I was, 19, 20 years old. So it was super expensive to live, and at that time of my life, I was definitely living and not necessarily preparing for the future. And I was forced to kind of come home, and got a job back at the Honda dealership and worked there again for probably until 2011. When I went on my own, I started CW Motorsports December 1 in 2011, and we kind of morphed from just a one-man band, just me in a small shop, to where we're at now, 2 locations, 30 plus employees. So
wow, that is amazing. I tell you what, I actually made it up there for your grand opening of your new facility. I didn't get a chance to take the tour. It was a turn and burn. I had some family stuff going on.
Yeah,
we were busy, so I ran up and saw you guys and left. But that is definitely something I want to come up there and see.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming. And it's the new facility, state of the art. It's literally designed around engine manufacturing and the manufacturing of the parts we do. We still do offer some service work, some removal installs of our own products, but the building is it's set up, and what we are pushing and to continue to push is our manufacturing side. And we're shipping more products now than we've ever shipped, and we just want to keep growing on that, expanding. We're kind of expanding our product development line too. Getting more and more items that kind of fit within our wheelhouse. So now we have like air filters, clutch pullers, flywheel pullers, brake pads, all things that, like, maybe while you're changing an engine that you would want to replace. So you're going to need a flywheel puller, pull the flywheel off. You're going to need a clutch puller, get the clutch off. You need a clutch alignment tool to realign when you install. So now we're like developing those products, and we have those available for our customers. So it's like a one-stop shop, bolt in and go.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Do you have a specific brand that you work on, or do you work on all the major, like Polaris? Yeah, so we do. Can-Am?
Yeah, so we do offer them all, as far as all the major players in the game. We definitely, Polaris is our specialty.
Sure.
We're the most units sold out there, so exactly. We definitely specialize in the Polaris stuff. Some of the products that we develop is kind of Polaris specific, just because due to sales volume. It's the most popular unit out there, and obviously, if you're going to design a product, you need to do it where where there's a fit for it, and we definitely have that in the Polaris line. So
okay, well, yeah, that was one of the questions I had that I never really asked you. Is I know you're a Polaris guy, and I didn't know anything about the Can-Am part of it or not, whether you did that or not. But you also are doing the new Pro R 4-cylinder engine, because that is what I've seen you race.
Yeah, so I kind of started out life as a Honda guy, at the Honda dealership, but as we got into riding UTVs, Honda doesn't have much to offer when it comes to technology. Where you can probably hear the music jamming out in our background here, because this show is absolutely awesome. Anyone gets a chance to come out to Offroad Product Expo in Arkansas, come check it out. We had an amazing after party last night. Just a great place to be. But to jump back into that, we I started out as a Honda guy, and Honda, they've never really morphed their technology into what, is going on. And I'm very much a creature comfort guy. I like to be comfortable while riding. And, the Polaris definitely offers that with, the ride command, the heat, the AC, the dynamic suspension. And obviously, they sell the machines. So that's where most of my product is being sold on the Polaris.
Sure.
So raced the Pro XP that Jet Full Throttle eventually bought off me. Raced that car at Hammers three times. Finished all 3 times. Now Jet's going to take it out there this year and hopefully drive it across the finish line again. And we bought 2 new Pro Rs. So now we have a Pro R pre-runner and a Pro R race car. And then I also have a Pro R 4-seater. So I'm kind of completely morphed my whole program over to the Pro R.
To the Pro R
line.
Are you doing naturally aspirated, or are you?
Nope. Yeah, so I'm a big believer of keeping them reliable, right? So keep the car reliable, make the suspension work, and then let the driver do the rest of the talking. And we have pretty good luck with that. So I run a bone stock performance platform. So, I mean, other than tuning the safety parameters out of the ECU, my cars are bone stock on the performance side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even do a clutch kit. So I sink all my dollars in suspension and make the cars handle really good in the rough, and just drive them. And we did well. We finished 6th out at King of the Hammers last year, so which made us the highest finishing non-factory race team, which I was something I was pretty proud of.
Yeah.
13th overall as the whole event goes, but in our class we were 6th, and this year we're going to go out there, and I have a goal to put it on the podium this year. So we were really close. Our class keeps growing with the Pro R platform being super popular. It does keep growing to be a bigger class, so that we'll get tougher and tougher competition. And we run the open class. It's the biggest, baddest class out there. So anyone that's coming to play, that's the class they're running. So
how many years in a row have you been out there?
So my first year out at Hammers was in 20. So this is going on 5 years. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I was sure hoping to get out there this year, especially since our little buddy
Jet's going out there. Yeah.
Out there. But I just could not do it with the day job and that kind of stuff. So
King of the Hammers is not like any event that anyone else has ever done. The preparation, the preparing, what it takes to get out there. It's not just like I'm going to load a car up and go.
Right.
These things got to get the cages x-rayed to make sure the cage is built right. You got to have the cage made. You're only allowed certain degrees on certain pipes, as far as tubular angles and stuff. So they keep us safe, but we seen over 90 mile an hour out there last year across the desert floor. So and there's guys going faster than that. You know? So it's good to know that the cars are safe, and the guy racing next to you is in a safe machine also. But they're definitely morphed into this is that's the highest level of racing you can get into is out there. And it's not just something you can just load up and go do.
No.
You definitely got to prepare. And we're going out there with a pretty big team this year again, and it takes a big team to do this, and we're going to go out there and give it our best shot again. So
last year, say Whiskey Biz and John Whaley were in one of your cars.
Yeah. So last year last year was the first year I switched to the Pro R platform, and I had a race car sitting there, and it was like hurting my feelings that this is a really nice car. Like when it comes to that old car, like that was the best parts money could buy on that thing, and I hated to see it sit, and I grabbed kind of Bryce and John and brought it up to them. And at first, I think it was a little bit like out of their reach. They didn't think I was going to be able to make it happen, and we pulled together and made it happen. And man, they drove it across the finish line. So that car is finished. Every year it's been out there, and now Jet's got it, and it's still an incredibly amazing car. It's built really well. We just went back through it for Jet, so. Hopefully Jet can keep the trend up and drive it back across the finish line.
I tell you what, every time I see Jet drive or race, it's like he gets better and better each time. So I'm pretty confident that he will be very competitive.
He definitely does. Jet, he definitely builds his own confidence. He's good behind the behind the steering wheel. I got the chance to ride with him at the 12-hour race, and I was slowing him down a few times. Like, okay, slow down. We got a long race ahead of us, because
he's ready to go.
He was getting comfortable, and he wanted to go and keep pushing. But, at those endurance races, and that's kind of what I like to do, these knockout races are fun, straight line, fast, action-packed. But really, there's a lot of luck involved in a knockout race, right?
Sure.
You get a race that's 10, 12 hours long, a race like King of the Hammers, that's a car and driver race. You got to maintain – physical condition to keep yourself going through that long. you got to maintain the car to keep the car alive for that long. And it's just sometimes not easy to do. You got to train yourself that, listen, this is a very long race and we got to get through this. And, it's tough, and it's hard to mentally tell yourself, like, hey, we got 10 more hours yet today. We can't trash this thing in the first 2 hours. So, we don't get out of these cars. You're in that, when you get in that car at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're in it till 6 o'clock that night. And, the questions are like, how do you go pee? Well, you wear a catheter, how do you eat? Normally whenever we pit, they'll like have little ham sandwiches in like little 1 inch by 1 inch pieces, or peanut butter and jelly, whatever you prefer. And they like give them to your helmet, through your helmet whenever you're pitting. And we run onboard water, so we have a hose in our helmet that we can like bite on and suck, and it'll suck water, give us water. But when you sit in that thing, you're in it, and you're in some nasty, rough conditions for quite some time. So.
I think I'm too old. Would be too old for that. I'd say just the drive down here is kind of brutal on me. And
that's the other thing about racing. The Ultra 4 stuff, or King of the Hammers in our location. We're in Illinois. And all these races are out west, so we're 30 hours away from the to these venues. And if you break that up, one person driving, you can do it in 2 days, but 2 15-hour days in a big rig is a lot. Your fuel stops anymore are about an hour. By the time you pull into the truck stop, you got to you're getting 150 gallon of fuel in these toter homes, and big trailer. You got to check things, so it just takes longer to travel in them. And it's 30-hour drive. It's 3 days to get out there, race for a week, and 3 days to get home. So. Sure. Just more the logistics side of it. That's just no one really understands when it comes to that, that level of racing.
Wow. Well, how many people do you have in your crew as far when you go?
So this year I have 9 people coming. Plus, I will know some people that'll be on the lake bed. It'll take all 9 of those people, plus some people that we can grab, on the lake bed to kind of help out. So there's 3 pits. We'll try to only pit twice, but remote pit 1 is like by Razor, like a 90-minute ride first thing in the morning, and we hope to just pass that pit. We hope not to stop. That pit's only about 45 miles into the race, so that's kind of like an emergency only, but you still have to man the pit because you still possibly will have to pit there. So, you get 2 or 3 people at that pit, 2 or 3 people in row pit 2, 2 or 3 people in row pit 3. There's 9 people right there.
Sure.
And that's only leaves you 3 people per pit kind of thing. So we've made some friends out there. Bryce and John are bringing some people with them. I know Jet's coming. He's probably got some guys with him. We'll all try to pit together and make it the best event we can do and help each other out. But when the checker flag flies at the starting line, it's driver and race car at that point.
Yeah. Well, I sure can't wait to watch this. You did. This isn't the first time you've been on here with me.
Yeah.
You came on one other time and we had Jet full throttle on, and you brought up something about possibly live in-car video. Yeah,
so I think there's 5, maybe 7 of us now that we will have live in-car. Actually, I think my camera is going to be facing driver and co-driver. Some cameras are facing outside the car. So there's 5, 6, 7 of us that are going to have in-car live footage. So you'll be able to stream. There'll be a link I'll post that you'll be able to stream and watch what's happening live time in my race car. And what's super cool is I just found out about a week ago that we're actually going to put it in the pre-runner prior to the race. So while pre-running, we'll also be able to share those live links. And, when we're out there pre-running 8, 10 hours a day, you might be able to jump on and watch 20, 30 minutes of us at a time to kind of see where we're at, what we're doing. But
when you get that link, you definitely share it, and I will share it to my page also so everybody knows.
We take really detailed notes. It's not like you just go out there and drive. These courses are 300 miles long, and we'll know every little washout, crevice, crack, crook, nanny we can note. And so because we're going to run this at 85, 90 mile an hour, and you need to know where those boulders are, the washouts are, the G-outs are.
Reviewing that video might be a good idea too.
One of my biggest problems is I don't pre-run at race pace, and even when I think I'm pre-running at race pace, I'm actually not. I'm about 10 mile an hour off, and I'm going to really work on that this year to get my notes at race speed. Because what may be like a yellow or something, we would maybe even throw a caution up during pre-running at race speed at another 10 or 15 mile an hour. It's a yellow. It's a danger area. So.
Sure.
And Randy's been Randy Dosrock's my co-driver. He's been co-driving for me for he didn't co-drive the first year, so this will be his 3rd year in the car. Amazing co-driver. I could not do it without him. He is incredible. He knows how to pull a winch cable in a bad situation. He comes from the Jeep world, so he's very knowledgeable about what to do in a bad situation and super good about calling notes, keep me under control. There's nothing more frustrating than getting passed down the desert and getting kind of dusted out, but you got to preserve the car, and it's almost always when that happens, the guy's balled up the next corner. He rolled it, missed a turn. He was driving over his head. So you got to maintain composure, and it's just so hard getting past. But you got to remember, it's a long race out there. So
yeah, sure sounds like fun though.
It's a blast, that's for sure. So but if it wasn't for the customer base and all the guys at the shop, we wouldn't be able to do this stuff. So coming out here to OPE, and you get to meet all these dealers and your end user, your parts, and your customer, and you kind of learn what the customer is looking for, what the customer wants. That's what makes it all possible, and
sure,
kind of ties this industry all into being what it is and making it super fun.
Sure. Well, thank you for coming on here with me.
Thank you for having me.
Right now, I've got my co-host, our buddy Cody Wayne over here.
Cody Wayne, he's up now.
I'm going to switch over to another camera, and he's going to go to you with your booth, and hopefully you can introduce your crew, what you have there.
We can go over some things. We got an ice cream machine going over there today.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any ice cream left, but
you better check it out.
We for sure will. But hey, thank you very much. We appreciate what you do, and we'll hopefully see you again.
All right, we'll see you, Cody. Getting ready to switch cameras over, guys.
What's up, man? Good to see you guys down here. So can we go to your booth and check it out? Yeah, man. There's a couple times per down every time. Go around the way. So, I was coming in from
I don't know what.
Just like that. So when I buy something from you guys, the engine or transmission, it comes with all this?
Just like that. Yeah, we got a nice little fold insert here, so ships right to your door.
Okay.
660.
So I heard how you started earlier. So you've been in the business for how long again?
Since 2011 is when I opened. I've been doing this stuff. I'm around 6 years.
Yeah, so you've been doing it a while. Yeah, you guys have a lot of experience. What's your major thing that you guys sell? Transmissions or engines or a little bit of both?
Engines is our number one thing that we do, for sure. Engines is kind of our bread and butter. We stock engines. We produce a lot of engines. And, we're shipping 40, 50 engines a week anymore, and about 20-some transmissions, and then all of our other parts. We also do some part manufacturing.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I remember last year when I met you down here, you guys had just started your own parts manufacturing a little bit.
Yep. So Blakely Performance, a little backstory on that. It's actually my niece and nephew's name kind of combined together.
Okay.
I have a Cohen and a Blakely, and kind of combined their name together. I don't have any children myself right now, and did that for them. So we kind of started a parts line kind of named after them, and it's all stuff like you possibly will need while doing an engine R&R. It's clutch rebuild kits, it's clutch pullers, clutch alignment tools, flywheel pullers, things along those lines.
Okay.
And then the air filter line. I got a full line of air filters because obviously if you're changing your engine, you probably should change your air filter too, right?
So you're kind of, when they come to you for a new engine or transmission, you can say, all right, here, we can help you supply some things to keep this thing going a longer life.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Absolutely. Yep.
So this is awesome. So we can get on your website, CW Motorsports, and we can order engines, transmissions, parts.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then this is what it's all about, So all that's the fun.
Yes.
This is the fun stuff.
Okay. So what is this here? I see this is like a big race car.
This is my KOH car.
What's KOH? King of Hammers?
King of the Hammers.
Okay,
yep.
I thought so.
Yep. King of the Hammers car. We built this car new last year, took it out there. How you see it is exactly how it came out of the desert. So it's kind of beat, battered a little bit. We haven't even.
Is this a roll or is this like a tire rub from other racers?
It's just a tire from other racers,
You guys
It's
are
like some
down.
Jet Paul stuff at the loop last
Yeah,
week.
last week
right?
I was there. Yeah, that's some tire rub.
But,
Rubbers racing.
Yep,
Okay.
So we've got all the L&W suspension on it this year. It's new. We don't even have it all finished up and powder coated, but it's kind of test fit. Super happy with the quality of that stuff, and excited to be running it. We're actually going to run their wheels this year too.
So their wheels, okay.
Run their wheels and all their suspension. Jack Be Quick coming in.
Yeah,
here
what is
from
this?
Jack,
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's Jeremy Asdale's Jack Be Quick. It's pretty cool. Runs
Okay.
off a battery. High lifts. Gets compact. We go on the back of the car.
So you keep this with you in the back somewhere?
Yeah, some places is awesome. So out in the desert, not only can you jack the car back up, but you can also help yourself get flipped back over from a roll. So
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
this side looks pretty good. So you're keeping the co-driver safer,
Yeah.
right? Is that what this
yeah, a
is?
little nicer to him. But,
You're taking the beat on the other side.
yeah.
So is this the only car you run, or you said you had two? Or
I'm
what?
a pre-runner, so we'll pre-run with one and race with one. Obviously don't want to beat up the race car out
Yeah.
there. We're out there for 11 days, and it's a lot of time on a machine. And
Yeah.
try to preserve this thing just for the race and qualifying. But this is the race car, and
And this is big. This is
Yeah.
big. Okay, and the twin engine.
yeah,
A little bit
Bryce's
about
twin
this.
engine.
Yeah, these are your motors. CW Motorsports.
Yeah, motors, transmission. Andy's running our turbos on this, front and back. So, Bryce, he's always up to something. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve next. But
Yeah, I think I heard a few things, so I'm excited to see. So your engines, your transmissions, your turbos,
yep.
any little parts you guys can supply.
Yeah, we try to help Bryce out any way we can. And, Bryce is great to us, and we try to get back to him when we can. So.
Well, speaking of helping help people out, you guys helped me out this past race season for the Discovery Channel, so I appreciate that.
Anytime.
You guys,
Anytime.
I reached out to you. You got me in touch with Dreadbone.
Yep.
Man, he had me a front diff within 3 days. And then I had my guy put it in. So thank you, CW Motorsports, Cody, you and your guys for that. Anything else that we missed? Or?
No, dude, I appreciate you coming by and doing this. And it's been real, and we'll definitely see you. And,
Yes.
Have fun. Man.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, guys. Let's go check out some more stuff we got going on here at the Expo Center. We'll get back in touch with Cody and go from there. Thank you, guys.